Hello, everybody, and welcome to another live meeting from the Zel team on October 16th, 2018. This has been quoted as a little bit of a special announcement, but don't expect anything too huge. But we've got quite a few things to show off today. So the agenda for today is a partnership that ZelCore has made. We've also been listed on SafeTrade. ZelEx has an alpha that we're working on at the moment. That should be pretty exciting to take a look at. And bear in mind, it's an alpha. There's a few things to play around with it, but it's getting there. We're building the new dev team for nodes, and there'll be a lot more information on that in the next live meeting. But that's really coming together nicely. And then we've got sort of social outreach and the Medium articles that you've seen Parker and a couple of the other guys work through that have been really high quality and very useful sort of sources of information. So we'll start off with the partnership. Daniel, do you want to talk about a little bit more about this?
Sure. Can you hear me okay, Miles?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So I just wanted to share with everybody that we are announcing today that ZelCore is partnering with Pulse Labs. Pulse Labs is a blockchain-focused accelerator providing expert consultation in legal structure, finance, technology, and tokenomics for paradigm-shifting projects. That is Pulse Labs' mission statement. Miles, if you could advance to the next slide, please. So we're going to talk a little bit about the benefits of this partnership, and this is a very important partnership for our young project and kind of what we're doing. So because we are a limited team, we needed to look for expertise in the area that would continue to help the project grow. So some of the areas that Pulse offers a really good guidance model. One is financial and leadership guidance, legal structure, compliance and regulatory assistance, human resources and governance models, partnership development, investor relations, and brand and marketing development. And everybody knows that we've been very excited to start the marketing and branding aspect of the project. And with Pulse helping to kind of guide us through that process, I think it's going to be very beneficial. So startup accelerators support early age growth-driven companies through education, mentorship, and financing. Startup enters accelerators for a fixed period of time. And as part of the cohorts in the companies, the accelerators experience is process of intense, rapid immersion in education aimed at accelerating the young life cycle of innovative companies, compressing years worth of learning by doing in just a few months. So our goal by partnering with Pulse and that accelerator model is to really push this project forward. And as you all know, we've had great internal growth that we've continued to cultivate and will continue to keep cultivate moving forward. But we are going to partner with individuals who will give us unique advantages in the space and continue to keep the project growing. So I want to welcome Pulse. If anybody's interested in learning more about them, we will have a Q&A session after this live meeting, and we'll answer any questions you have as it pertains to that partnership.
And to sort of expand a little bit, that's what I've been in the States working on. I'm here with Daniel at the moment, and we're sort of wrapping things up. And you guys will hear and see a lot more information about what that actually pertains to over the next couple of weeks. So it's exciting times for the project as a whole, and I think it's definitely the right direction for us to go. And an important piece is this is for ZelCore and the business model, and doesn't pertain to the foundation that sort of maintains and supports ZelCash and ZelNodes. So again, more information as we sort of develop those two different entities and where they actually hold and what their actual sort of roles and pieces are and who is part of what. But I think it's definitely the right direction for us to move in rather than trying to do some sort of ICO to raise funds or something, and carrying on the way we've been going. Sure, we have a very hardworking, high work ethic team, but we could really do with extra fingers on keyboards and sort of being able to move forward. And yeah, it's been a good experience partnering with Pulse Lab, and where we're going with them now seems to be the right direction, as I said. So on to the next slide. Daniel?
Yeah, we wanna announce that we will be going live 5 o'clock Eastern time on SafeTrade exchange. So we have had the opportunity to work with their team, and will be integrating us today. So welcome the SafeTrade family to the exchange models, and we're really looking forward to providing those resources to our team. So as of 5 o'clock today, safe.trade. And we'll have Zel Safe and Zel BTC pairings available immediately. So have some fun. Help them out.
Next, everyone don't get too excited. But basically, this is the alpha of ZelEx and where we're going with it. So again, this is a POC that we are working with. It is a front end that is somewhat fully functional, and the back end's being developed. Obviously, we need Zel nodes to actually release. So that's where that pertains and where that's at. You'll see the 3 different sections: swap, trade, and pro. And again, more information will sort of start trickling through regarding them. Daniel, if you want to sort of run through where we are at the moment with ZelEx and sort of the
Sure.
features that we're bringing into place.
Absolutely. And as Miles alluded to, this is in an alpha phase. This is actually working. This is actually working on a closed network so that we can continue to keep building and iterating on it in preparation for the Zelnode infrastructure. So it's a really big component, and we wanted to make sure that when Zelnodes were instituted, that this was ready to go. So we're working very diligently to get this in place. So it is alpha status. We are working on ongoing development of UI. When we asked you guys in the community for your input on exchanges and what you want to see in exchanges, please continue to be participatory, because some of the things that we found as we were putting this UI together, you guys shared some of your problems and some of the things you'd like to see, and that's what we're really concentrating on is your input and involvement in that process. We are partnering with trusted partners as well to develop whatever it is. Perhaps that may be an additional dev here and there to provide development of it, and to make sure that we can continue to keep having this ready for the Zelnode implementation. The all assets within ZelEx will be paired directly with Zel. So it becomes a very important, ZelCash becomes a very important component to the exchange. There will also be BTC, LTC, and ETH pairs with stablecoin accesses as well. We have not discerned which stablecoin, and honestly, I don't think we'll limit it to one stablecoin. We'll determine what that is closer to time. To increase our liquidity and to make sure that we have everything in place that we need, deep discounts will be added for holding ZelCash and will be required. Exchange fees will be based in Zel as well. So a la being kind of what Binance has done with their token. So Zel becomes a very, very important player in the ecosystem that is ZelEx. All listing fees, boarding, and maintenance fees will also require ZelCash, and we've been talking about this for quite a while. Moving to a model where to be listed on the platform, it's going to be required in ZelCash, and we're getting very close to having that implemented. So we wanted to make sure that we shared this with the community because we're really excited about it. There's a lot of hard work that's been going on around behind the scenes. Miles has been held up in my basement for quite a while trying to make sure everything was done. I want to also make sure I thank Trunk and Lumi and Parker. The core has really worked tirelessly to get to this point to where we had this to share with the community. So we're really excited for that.
It's been a lot of hard work to get the alpha sort of build up over the last few days and week or so and a half. And again, as Daniel mentioned, big credit to the hard work of Tadeusz, the Trunk, and Lumi. So as you'll see, guys, there's certain things you can instantly pick out on this alpha that you say, well, hold on, that says 2016, and the chart says 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, 1 year, 2 year, 4 year. So like I said, this is an alpha that we're still working with. By no means is this done, fully functional, anything. So what we're going to probably start to do is identify certain members of the community to help with one, getting this in hand to play around with and give us feedback and suggestions, but two, to the general community, we'll provide some screenshots in the next live meeting, as well as sort of a PDF with a bunch of screenshots to sort of suggest improvements, red line it basically, tell us what you guys want, so we can sort of build the exchange to sort of cater to the most people as possible. I think that'll be a good approach for us to take. Has anyone else got anything to add to ZelEx Alpha? No, okay. Next, Daniel, if we can talk a little bit more about how we're getting on with the foundation and where that's going.
Yeah, so one of the big things for the foundation right now is to compile a list of qualified individuals. We've reached out to people within the community, and we have had some very successful momentum with adding individuals from the business world, from the legal world, from the operational world, who are not directly related with the ZelCash, core ecosystem. So the foundation, which obviously works directly with ZelCash, is those individuals would be separate from the ZelCore core team. We obviously would work in tandem with them to identify opportunities within the ecosystem. But having senior individuals in those positions, and I think you'll be very pleased with the list that we present. We're going to try to have that together for the next live meeting. These are recommendations that we're making, and then we're going to work on a consensus model to let the community vote on those individuals to be the very first Zel Foundation board, and they will oversee the kind of the governance process, the development process. We have finally figured out the way that we are going to engage the community, and we are going to keep that in Discord. So we will have, if you haven't checked yet, there is a Zel Foundation tab. We will have some custom infrastructure that's placed in there specifically for projects that the foundation has. Currently, we will recommend those board members. They'll be elected by the community. And one of the very first things that we've been working on now is the granting process that's necessary for our ZelCash projects. Obviously, the big one that's on the radar and what we've had to begin to fund was the open source work on the ZelNode infrastructure. So at some point, you're going to start seeing commits coming in from that component as well. So be excited, because we're excited. It's going to be some input models as well, some timelines that'll be released, and the foundation is a very key component to that as well. So I'll throw it over to Parker for the social outreach piece.
Yeah, thanks, Daniel. As hopefully at least some of the community has seen, we started kind of sending out information on the Medium blog that we talked about last meeting. I think we have 4 posts there covering some of the more important, more topics that people are interested in, and also new members to the project might have questions on. Like I said before, I think I said last time, we're going to try to keep this as a regular posting. So every few days to a week, throw something out there. We have put together a media contribution team, so we'll be able to kind of, once we figure out our style and our design, we'll be able to keep disseminating all that information on the Medium blog. And the one interesting thing about Medium that I didn't realize until we started using it is they have like an upvote system, but it's called a clap. And the stats that they keep on these Medium blogs are actually kind of nice, knowing how many people clap for an article, how many people comment on an article. It really does give us a nice feel on which topics are important to the community, what we should expand on, what we do or do not write about. So every contribution you guys make through clapping or DMing me topics, anything like that is great, so we can figure out what content to keep writing up between myself and the media contributors. The link is here. It's ZelOfficial, @ZelOfficial on the Medium. So if you haven't seen it, please check it out. And one little side note, besides Medium, is we are still looking for more full stack devs with or without blockchain experience. So if anybody knows anyone or has that programming experience, please reach out to myself or Daniel, Agent Smith, over DM on Discord. Thanks.
One more point from that is we made an addition, didn't make an official announcement, we've been adding developers on different aspects as well. So, for example, you would have seen, 1 second. You would have seen the addition of some work on the Swing wallet recently. And that's sort of been an ongoing process now. Again, not many people are using Swing wallet. Obviously, a lot of people are moving to ZelCore, but it's still important to sort of keep that development going, as it's an open source wallet for people to utilize. So the team has been expanding. We've added 1 developer in that aspect, and then we have a couple more that we're in the process of engaging sort of to work on ZelNode specifically. So you guys will see some more introductions and announcements from them over the next couple of days. So to finish, I believe we're going to have a Q&A on Discord as always. So you can find the Discord link in the description of the YouTube video and jump in. We'll be there for 10 to 15 minutes and be happy to answer any questions or queries that we can. If nobody else has anything else to add, it's been another great couple of weeks for Zel overall in all aspects. And again, a huge shout out to the core team and the team working very hard. Many late nights and early mornings. So yeah, thank you everybody.
Huge hold on, Miles, one other thing, just a huge shout out to the community as well, because we have noticed over the past several weeks the support that we're receiving, the positive momentum, the tweets, the retweets, the sharing and dissemination of really good content that's being developed on Medium. That is a community-based thing, and we're very grateful for that. And we're going to rely heavily on this community as we move through the next iteration of what ZelCash and ZelCore become, especially as we move into the node deployment and so on and so forth. So yeah, thank you guys, and thank Miles too. Miles, you're doing a great job. I got to say that couldn't be prouder. So thank you guys.
Thank you. And I'll answer this one while we're still on stream. Someone said no new release. There will be a ZelCore release later this week, probably Friday, Saturday. We're going to try to do a unified one, so whenever Apple accepts it, we'll release it. And this would actually just be a few bug fixes, I believe. And then we have a bigger release following in 2.5 weeks' time. What you guys would have seen from that ZelEx demo, if you notice, the UI did look quite a little bit different, a little more rounded edges and stuff. That's been a big work on Lumi's part to rebase the code and sort of clean things up on the front end side of things. So when that's finished, you guys should see that both on mobile and on desktop in a couple of weeks, as well as some new coin additions. Some of the larger ones are going to be added as well. So if you're excited for ZelCore releases every 2 weeks, there will be one this week, and there will be one in 2.5 weeks' time as well. So thank you, everybody. And as Daniel said, thank you to the community. Thank you to the core team and the team. And yeah, thank you for joining us. We'll be on Discord for a Q&A, and hopefully we'll see you guys there. Thank you.